Hey guys, welcome to Shits and Giggles. The show where me and my brother Milo giggles. I'm Joey Shits, and together we make Shits and Giggles. But you'll notice I'm here alone. My brother couldn't make it with me today, so I'm here representing by myself. And tonight we're going to be jumping into the 1950s, back when teenagers had three hobbies: looking cool, getting grounded, and accidentally terrifying their parents with the music that had more hip movement than the law was comfortable with. So here the questions are. We're going to ask about social media. We're going to say, what about if this was involved, or if that was involved, or who would you be, or who would you wouldn't be? What would you be considered? If you were 18 back then, were you the rebel? Were you the square? Or the soda fountain smooth talker? Or the kid getting blamed for society collapsing because you owned one Elvis record? Who were you back in the 1950s if you could be? Or, what would it be if TikTok existed back in the 1950s? That's what we're going to be discussing tonight. I have a great guest here, Nomad. He is, let me bring him up to the stage. Nomad, Cameron, right there. You are with us. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
Fantastic, my man. Fantastic. Nomad won the monthly trivia in April. We have a trivia immediately following the show. It's an exclusive trivia. You don't find it any place else, but it's not okay TV. How do I know it? Because we built the system. Our music, our system, our whole nine yards. You won't find it anywhere else. So after the show, stick around. We have trivia. We have monthly winners. As Nomad is a monthly winner, he'll be getting his gift shortly. And because he won, he gets a chance to join us. We had another person going to join us on stage. So let me offer, on behalf of It's Not Okay TV and me, Joey, Mark, specifically condolences to Vinay Nell, who is a regular in our chat. She lost her grandfather. She was supposed to be with us tonight, but she could not join us due to, obviously, personal circumstances. So we offer our condolences to you, Vinay, and, be strong. Be strong. Nomad, what say you? You interested in the 50s?
Yes, I'm interested in the 50s. 50s was an interesting time.
50s were do you have any idea? Now, I wasn't born in the 50s. I was born in the late 60s, so I don't really know about the 50s, to be honest with you, but I imagine what it would be like. And to be honest with you, I'm one of these guys who thinks I would do very good in the 50s. I like the leather jackets. I like the motorcycles. I like the fast cars. I like the sassy women, like, when you see that movie Grease. You ever seen the movie Grease?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
Grease.
what were they called? The Pink Ladies, I think they were called.
Yeah, I think so. Pink
The,
Ladies.
the Pinkies, the Pinkies, I think they were called. The Pinkies. Yeah. How you doing, Shane, over there in the chat? I would type with you, but I'm a little busy, Shane. Glad you could join us. You know what? You're right there on the spot, Shane. Thank you very much. Listen, I'm going to ask the first question about social media tonight. Let's see what you got to say, Nomad. If social media existed in the 1950s, what goes viral first? Do you think it's an Elvis dancing? Or do you think it's a UFO sighting, drive-in dates, or maybe angry parents saying rock music is ruining America? Which one do you think would happen if social media existed in the 1950s?
Well, if I judge looking at Greece and all that, it would be to see who could have the biggest hairstyles, because their hairstyles were massive in the 1950s.
They were pretty massive, weren't they? But they were cool,
Yeah.
man. They greased back. They were called the greasers, right? Because they would take their hair, they'd slick them back, throw their leather jackets on, this kind of thing. Shane says drive-in movies. Drive-ins were so much fun. Man, Shane, weren't they? I had drive-in movies when I was younger. They all disappeared, I guess, probably when I was, the last one I saw, I was about 15 years old. So I definitely have been to a few drive-ins, loved them, had a good time. Back in the day, where they have newer ones out now, apparently, where you don't have to put the big speakers in your car. Now you can just tune your car in with a Bluetooth receptor or something. You get them at the gate when you drive in. You get a little receptor, and it goes into your car, and it picks up the speaker and the sound over your car speakers. But back in the day, they had these big silver things you had to hang in your window. Have you ever seen those pictures, Cameron?
Yes, I've seen those pictures.
Have you ever been to a drive-through before?
Drive-in. I was
Yeah.
in a drive-in. I think I was about 5 or 6 years old. My uncle took me once, and we had milkshake, and it was quite nice. I don't even know what movie we watched, because that was many years ago. I just remember I had a milkshake once.
So you think it would be? So what do you think it would be? Would go viral first? What would be
Hey, I
your
don't know.
answer? If social media existed back in the 1950s, what do you think would go viral? The first and for you think it would be the hairdos would be the viral thing? You think people would be more interested in the hairdos and so forth?
Hairdos, maybe the clothing, and also back in those days, the guys used to always wear those big chains on their belts and things too. People would
Yeah.
probably flex and say who's the biggest chain on their belt or something like that. That's what I reckon.
Do you think Elvis would have been treated like a music genius, a dangerous sex symbol, or something like the proof the country was collapsing? Something like that. How do you think he would have been treated with the social media back then? Hello, it's Kurzatz. Glad you could join us.
If you look at social media nowadays, I think Elvis would have been treated as a danger and put on a list or something like that.
You think so?
Oh, he was pretty heavy with a woman, wasn't he? And the woman loved him and went crazy about him. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's why I kind of think he would have been treated like a sex symbol. I think he would have been one of those guys that, was all over the internet, and, the women would be following him everywhere. He'd be an influencer right now, probably.
Probably one of the greatest, because he is the king, isn't he? Even though he's passed away, he still is the king.
They called him the king for sure. That's what they did. Do you think people would post reaction videos to Elvis shaking his hips? Like, he had personally declared war on the church picnics or something.
No, but from what I remember, Elvis's dad was a minister or something like that also. So it was weird that he declared war on church picnics and stuff like that. But I could see that happening. But then, yeah, he's provocative, the way he used to swing his hips and those kinds of things. I think that would have gone viral.
Well, I think that was part of the appeal to him back in the day, wasn't it? The way that he did that. I mean, he used to be considered a bad boy, no?
Yes, definitely.
I remember Elvis a little bit, but my memory of him really is his funeral. I started remembering Elvis when I remember the big deal they made about his funeral and how the big procession they had going down through Tennessee. I think it was Memphis or one of those areas down there in Tennessee. And I think it was Memphis, though. And or Nashville. Was it Memphis or Nashville? Memphis, I think. Memphis.
I wouldn't know.
I think it was. They had a huge, sort of like a presidential motorcade went down for him. It was huge. Do you think 1950s parents having Facebook groups called Mothers Against Rock and Roll, do you think they'd have something like that?
Yes, they were very rough with that kind of stuff. They really didn't like that music. The mothers obviously loved it, but then they wouldn't want their kids to listen to it, from what I can gather.
Do you ever listen to the 1950s music? I mean, I know you're a hard thrasher yourself, so I don't imagine you like it very much, but are there any 50 songs that you do like? Oh, bless my soul. What's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. That kind of thing.
No, I've got a really weird taste with music, because my music started off. My parents used to listen to classical music. Then someone gave us a collection of records, vinyls, and there were some of these guys that played these honky-tonk pianos and stuff like that, and I used to love that kind of stuff. I actually found some of that music on Spotify, and I listened to some of that, and that's also like 50s, almost 40s kinds of music, and that was nice, and it's pretty fast and energetic. That's before the heavy guitars and stuff came in, so yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like the rock and roll. I think it spawned a lot of the good music that we had back in the 60s, 70s. I even think it influences some music today, but not very much. The music today is now digital and whatnot. But up until about 2004, 2005, I think that the rock and roll of the 1950s and 60s actually inspired some music. I really do. Well, how about if the social media were in the 1950s? Do you think, Roswell, UFOs, they were a big thing back then. Do you think that crowd would have completely taken over social media? Do you think it would have all been about UFO conspiracies and aliens and things like that? Or what do you think would have happened with that?
Well, hopefully, I think in the 1950s, if they had our technology, like the high resolution, we'd at least have better photos than what we have now of those alien technology. Then you'd at least be able to be seen clearly. Every time you look at these alien photos, it's always blurry and the image is distorted, and you can't really see what's going on there.
Oh, well, that's because of the cameras back in the 1950s, right? I mean, come on. But today, how about the alien crafts they say they see today and stuff like that? Oh yeah, I saw a UFO, and meanwhile you see this blurry image. Like, come on, man, you're carrying a Samsung 15 or 16 or 17, whatever the hell it is. You're gonna tell me you can take freaking pictures of the crater? You can't get a clear picture? I don't agree with it. But back in the 50s, I think if social media had been there back in the 50s, I think it would have been flooded with UFOs and aliens. Hell, we are now. We are today. I don't know about your feed on social media, but I hear about 3i Atlas. I hear about the aliens are coming. I hear about we're going to get some big news this year about it all. So I can imagine back in the 1950s, it would have been really something if they had TikTok, Instagram, so forth, so on. How you doing, Shadows? Glad to have you here, man. By the way, we finished up the April trivia, Shadows. I think you finished something like number 17 or 18 or something like that. You'd have to scan the Q code up there above my head, or go to It's Not Okay TV to find out exactly what number you came in. I'll be deleting that all tomorrow and re-putting up whoever wins tonight. Whoever's in tonight's trivia, we start a brand new trivia tonight. So whoever's on there tonight is going to get erased, and a new crowd will be put up started tomorrow for the month of May. This man with me tonight, Cameron, is the one who won our monthly trivia last month. So good to have you, Shadows. Man, I'll tell you what, with the Roswell and the UFO crowd, do you think there's anything to that? Do you believe in Roswell and that there's aliens there, so forth, so on?
It's a bit difficult because I can see where people get the appeal of aliens, but I mean, even those crop circles that they found, they said it was just people that were going and making the crop circles themselves. But I mean, I can see the appeal. It brought a whole bunch of attention to the places, but I don't know so much about Roswell. I didn't watch the TV show that much because I wasn't allowed to. My parents didn't like aliens and stuff like that. So it's only recently that I've started to watch X-Files and all those things because I'm now allowed. No one can tell me I can't watch it now. So
yeah. Shadow says, I've seen a black triangle hover right above me, exactly like the TR-3B. The TR-3B, I think, is a government project one that he's talking about. I saw something like that too. Isn't that an anti-gravitational gravitation vehicle they're working on, Shadow, that TR-3B? Or is that just a bomber that they have out? And Shane thinks that there was a crash there. Yeah, I think there was a crash there too. Yes, it was that anti-gravitational plane that they're trying to do, apparently. That's what I think too. Yeah, I've seen that thing I've seen that thing. I haven't seen it in real life. I've seen it in pictures, and I know what people are claiming it to be, whatnot, and so forth. Hello, Kashmir. Glad you could join us. We're talking about tonight. We're speaking about the 1950s and what if social media were in the 1950s. What would it be like? And of course, we digress a little bit to today's world. We'll also be talking about if you were 18 years old in the 1950s, what would you be? We'll also be covering that as well. So first, we're going through the social media part of things, and then we're going to hit the what if part. So, and I got for tonight's trivia, people, I have made it anti-Google. It's going to be based off of my answers. I am going to answer along with every question I ask on the if you are 18 in the 1950s, would you be questions. I will give my answers, and the answers will be whatever it is I give. So Google does not know that. You cannot Google. So all you can do is be on your guard or copy like hell and hope you're copying the right person. So, yep, me and Google are at a war with our trivia. I am smarter than Google. You got to remember, I was around longer than Google. I am not going to let Google beat me. Be smarter than Google. You got to remember that. So if social media was back in the 1950s, would McCarthyism turn into people into accusing each other of being communists? Do you think that would happen in the comments over absolutely everything?
I think so. I think people would be heavy in the comments like we are today.
You think we're heavy into McCarthyism today?
No, I don't know what McCarthyism is.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll move on then a little bit. Would someone get canceled for owning the wrong book, listening to the wrong music, or wearing the wrong jacket, do you think, back in the 1950s? You're familiar with cancel culture, right?
Yes. I think that yes, if you had to wear the wrong, wrong patches and the wrong jacket, they would definitely cancel you very quickly for the wrong stuff. And also the wrong books. I mean, there was a whole bunch of books that came out in the 1950s that people also didn't agree about. I mean, what was that? You couldn't even show higher than your ankles. A woman, if they wore a dress, it wasn't allowed to be too much higher than their knee, I think it was. And that was considered really rough. And then the mini dress came out, or mini skirt, and everyone just lost their minds.
Yeah, but that's when they started to push the envelope a little bit too. You know,
Hmm.
I don't think they would have canceled you so much as it affecting your reputation more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you still would have had your friends. You still would have had the people that liked you and didn't like you. I think you'd still be able to do what you got to do, but I think people would gossip behind you more back in the 50s. I think they talk more behind your back more than take it out and aggressively go against you, cause you your job, cause you hurt into the community. I think that. I think they would rather just gossip a lot. Now, of course, if I had any people from the 50s, it would really be helpful over here in the chats. If anybody was lived back in the 50s to tell us, hey, you know what? Now, where's Echo Drift when you need her? Come on, where's Echo Drift when you need her?
Then my thought on what you were just talking about is most of the stuff that we're getting cancelled for would also just if we had to take today's situation and put it back in the 50s, it would also just ruin your reputation. It wouldn't completely cancel you.
You don't think?
Well, I don't think so, because some of the stuff that they're canceling people for is ridiculous.
Man, it's very ridiculous. I mean, yeah, Ronaldo, for instance, I understand his issue. We speak of a fellow who has a live stream down from South Africa. I'm not very familiar with it, but from what I understand, the reason he actually is in the position he is in was something that happened actually 12 years ago or 10 years ago or something. Got cleared, everything was A-okay with it, and then 10 years later, fast forward 10 years later, it all came back to bite him from 10 years later. Is that basically the long story short of it? Is that what
Yeah.
happened to him? Like back in the day, he was okay with it, but 10 years later, he paid for something that happened 10 years ago.
You see, because what happened was news outlets used to say, because it's like that dreaded N word, we've
Yeah.
got that dreaded K word in South Africa, and he was just using it to give an example. And
Right.
then suddenly someone scratched this up and said, no, but you actually use this completely horrendous word that's going to be like shooting you, kind of a thing. And then he got kicked out of his political party, and things just went crazy for him. So,
Yeah,
yes, that was
but he
right.
actually got cleared with it back in the day, didn't he? He actually
Yeah,
got cleared of no wrongdoing then. And then it
yeah.
came back 10 years later or something, some odd years later, it came back to haunt him where he got kicked out of the political party, no?
Yes, yes.
So that's the problem with cancel culture. That's the problem I have with the way things are today. You know, it's if you do something, if I did something 15 years ago and I go for a position of importance today, or I try to influence, be an influencer or something today, and somebody brings something back I did 15, 20 years ago, I can get canceled for that today. Meanwhile, 20 years ago was a different world. 20 years ago, that stuff was not a harm. 20 years ago, that was not an issue. That was not a problem. But today it is a problem, but I'm being punished for something I did back when it wasn't a problem. That's the problem with cancel culture. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yes, yes.
That's what I don't like about it. So, you know, I don't know. Shane, born in 64, but civilization had changed quite a bit from the 50s already. He says drugs were already changing the scene. Yeah, back in the early 60s, yeah, that's when the flower children started coming out, Shane. That's when the hippies, the ones that we call hippies, came out. See, I told you was a hippie, Shane. You were born right in the hippie time. See, I was not wrong, man. I was not wrong. So, if social media were back in the 1950s, would greasers be treated like cool rebels or dangerous criminals because they owned leather jackets and hair gel? You know, the greasers were the ones that, like Fonzie on Happy Days, if you ever seen him with the hair
Mm-hmm.
back and the leather jacket, nay, and I'm too cool. And, you know, that's a greaser. Would he be considered a cool rebel or a dangerous criminal?
Well, wasn't back in those days to wear the jacket, you were the cool guy. So I don't think you'd be more of a rebel than someone to be dangerous or considered dangerous.
I think so. I think he'd be considered more of a rebel. Yeah. Today's day, you wear a leather jacket, and if you have an insignia on the back, you're considered a criminal. In today's
Yeah.
world, So long as you don't have an insignia on the back saying you're part of a motorcycle club, you're a-okay. But if you're wearing insignia, I don't know. Social media back in the 1950s, I think it would be a completely different thing. If you had a TikTok, I think, for instance, if TikTok existed back then, I think there would be a lot of dancing clips. I think there would be a lot of sock hop type things. I think there would be a lot of what they call soda fountain shops. I'm trying to struggle for a name of what we would call a soda fountain shop today. It's not a diner. They don't really exist. It's a place where you could get ice cream and kind of like a diner, I would guess. But not quite like a diner.
Place we go to get dessert or something like that, because milkshakes, ice creams, soda floats, and those kinds of things.
Yeah, French fries, something simple like that, a hamburger, a French fry. So it's kind of like a diner, but it was more of a place to hang out for all the kids to drink their milkshakes and things like that, and sodas and stuff like that. A canteen, no, that's military, dude. They don't call them canteens. What the heck is wrong? See, now look at this guy. I'm not canteen. I'm not calling. So I don't know what somebody find out what a soda fountain shop in today's terminology would be, because it's not a canteen. I'm not saying that, Shane, even though I said it 3 times. I'm not doing it. What poodle skirts and diner fashions become Instagram trends, do you think? Man, I think the instant trends would be back in the 50s. Would have been those skirts that have like little designs on them, a little cute puppy or something, a little cute puppy or a flower or something like that on the dress, and one of them little, maybe the top was cut just a little tiny bit short right here, but short by short, I mean no cleavage, still up to about where this shirt is right now. That would be considered risque. You know what I mean? Man, no, they don't, man. This guy wants to argue with me. No, they don't. Call them canteens anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cameron.
But from what I've seen, some of the 50s clothing was actually quite nice, in my opinion, obviously. The dresses also, they had those amazing patterns on it, and it was actually quite, I'd say it was tasteful. And then nowadays you get people, I mean, you don't even see women wearing dresses anymore, basically. It's all either those booty shorts or I don't even know what they wear.
Yeah, like we call them. I think the booty shorts. You mean like we call them Dixie? We call them Dixie. What do we call them? Dixie shorts or something like that. The kind that are like right up to the crack and showing the bottom of their ass cheeks and those kind of things.
Yeah, those kinds of things.
Yeah. They wear those kind of things. Ripped clothes. How do you think the ripped clothes would have worked out back in the 50s? All those jeans that have all the holes in them. Do you think they would have went with that, or do you think that would have been considered poor and not acceptable? Daisy Dukes. That's it. That's it, Shane. They call them Daisy Dukes.
Okay, yes. So what I think with the ripped, from what I remember in some of the movies, when the guys used to arrive there and say, "Oh, I've got these new denim jeans or whatever," and they've got holes in the knees or something like that, then the dad used to say, "How much did you pay for the thing?" And they would mention a price, and the guy would say, "Well, you just pay $5 more and you'd get a full pair of pants. So why do you go and buy something that's already pre-broken or pre-ripped?"
Yeah, I could never understand that myself. And they spend a lot more money for those pants, man. They spend more money. They spend $50 for a pair, of $60 for a pair of those pants, and go get a full pair of pants for $40. Just saying. I mean, you take them to buy yourself a full set, bring them home, cut them, wash them a couple of times. You'll have the same look. Anyway. How about would housewife influencers be posting perfect home content while secretly losing their minds behind the casserole dishes? How do you think that would happen if social media existed back in the 1950s? Let's say Instagram or Facebook. Do you think the housewives would be taking pictures of their meals and sending them out there to everybody? Or do you think that stuff, or do you think they were too private?
No, I think that they would definitely post up what their kitchens look like to show every single pot and pan in its spot. Everything would be sparkly clean. Not like nowadays. Nowadays, people, I don't think they'll post that. They post the meal that they go and eat at the restaurant or something like that.
Why do you think a woman back in the 1950s would post her pots and pans in her house? You may be right, because they're very proud of a clean house.
Yeah,
They were very proud
exactly.
of a clean house. Like my grandmother was very proud of her house, and have guests come over and see how nice her place looked, and how she had it all organized. So, you know,
Yes.
the problem with talking about the social media in the 1950s is you and I are not from the 19. I'm from the 60s, like Shane over there in the chat, but I'm not from the 50s, and there was a big difference between the 50s and 60s. So it's hard, but I can go by what my grandmother did. And my grandmother and my mother, they both, well, my grandmother more than my mother, liked to clean home and everything organized. And, that's how it was. So how you doing, Triker? Glad to have you join us. Glad you could join us tonight. How about, would 1950s advertisement go viral today for being unintentionally insane if the social media were there? I mean, because they had some crazy ads, man. They had
Yes,
crazy ads. They had things that were making fun of black people, women, you name it, and it was all acceptable back then.
yes. Every
Do
now and
you
then,
think?
sometimes I go and watch some of these old videos, like videos about ads that would have been banned nowadays, and you can sort of see what they were getting at. And some of those things were outrageous.
Some of them were. Hey, and speaking of Echo Drift just joined us. Hello, Echo Drift. Glad to have you. This is a topic right up your alley. You might be able to give a little input on all this. Today's topic is, if social media were back in the 1950s, what would things be like? We're about 3/4 of the way done with the what if social media was there. And then we're also going to hit, if you were 18 in the 1950s, who would you be kind of questions. We're going to hit along with that before we get to our trivia tonight. So, well, of course, we always have that exclusive trivia at It's Not Okay TV, trivia that only found here on this channel, because we built the system. It's our music and it's our system, so we know it's only here. We'd love to have you join us. Nomad here won our monthly trivia for April. He's joining us tonight. And tonight, Echo Drift, this might be right up what you want to. So we asked, would 1950s advertisements go viral today for being unintentionally insane? What say you, Echo Drift? What say anybody in the chat? Get in the chat. Let us know what you think. Give us your opinions. Let us know what you're saying here. Give us something to work with over here. I would like to know, because I can't figure it out myself. And if anybody has an opinion about the 1950s, I'd certainly like to know. What product would have the dumbest 1950s influencer ad? Do you think it would be cigarettes? Do you think it would be TV dinners? Do you think it would be miracle cleaning products, or radioactive looking beauty gadgets, or maybe their leather jackets with a spin? What do you think product, what product would have the dumbest 1950s influencer?
I think it would be cleaning products. I definitely think cleaning products, because as we were talking, like your grandmother, my grandmother, even I remember, because my grandmother's from the 1921, was when she was born. She's passed away a while ago. If you even just moved a pot plant just a slight little bit to the one side, she knew exactly that you touched that pot plant. And she was all about being clean, and it would be who would have the best product on the market, and everyone would be ranting about this one product. And I think the adverts would be absolutely crazy.
Arbot says lawn darts. Have you ever seen lawn darts, Nomad?
Yes,
These things are insane, dude. You didn't even need to go back to the 1950s with those. I played with those tons of times. Man, that's like suicide on a mission right there. You take the lawn darts, it's like taking 6 or 8 big lawn darts, like 2 or 4 of each color. I forgot, yellow and red, I think, if I remember correctly, and had a circle. And you threw them up as far as you could, and you tried to get it in the circle, but good God, how many times did they end up hitting us? I don't know. Echo Drift says, pertaining to our question, Brilliant Cream, Palmolive dish soap, Nestle chocolate drink. They would have all been the influencer's dream of choice back in the 1950s. Now, she would know, because she was, how old? Let me see. Well, she was still pretty young. She was probably only about 10 years old when it was still the 50s, somewhere in that area. But she still had a little trip on stuff. She still understands where things are going. So you don't think it would be cigarettes? I think it would have been cigarettes. I think they would have had the dumbest influencer ads back in the 1950s. If social media existed, I think cigarette ads would have been them. I mean, I've seen some of the ads from back then with the cigarettes and people hanging out, and Joe Cool and the Cowboy Marlboro Man and everybody like that. You know what I mean?
Yes. You see, the thing is, in South Africa, they banned cigarette adverts way before. I don't even know how long. Maybe Arbot would be able to tell us. But we still weren't allowed to have cigarette adverts in South Africa. I don't know if they are now. It was always on magazine, like the back cover of the magazine would have the cigarette ad, like Peter Stuyvesant, and you'd see all these young kids or teenagers, I guess, in bikinis, on jet skis, in boats or on yachts. But
Yeah.
hardly anyone ever went to TV. And if you're into the cinema, you might have seen a cigarette advert or something like that. Those were banned in South Africa.
Yeah, man, they did. They banned cigarette ads off of just about everywhere now. Even when you watch reality shows, they got to blur them out and stuff like that. Shane says, my dad greased his hair still in the 60s. Was called Brill Cream. Yeah, it was Brill Cream. I know Brill Cream, but I haven't used that in a long time, to be honest with you. Man, how about would drive-in movie theaters become the original date night content back then? Do you think people would be posting, if social media existed back in the 1950s, you think people would be posting on Facebook, hey, I'm here at this drive-in and look at me, and taking pictures of the inside of their car and the movie and the popcorn stand? And do you think they'd be doing all that stuff back then? Or do you think they wouldn't even bother going to the drive-through if social media existed?
I don't know. I think that those that would post photos of the inside of their car would show the food all displayed, whoever sitting in the front and on the back seats. Because remember, in the 1950s, they used to have bench seats in the car in the front. So everyone would probably pile up in the front and they'd have all the drinks on the back seat. And then say, oh, just quickly reach over and hand me a Coke or something like that. And yeah, they'd post the whole layout on the bench back seat as to what's going on. I think that would be a thing.
One of the things we used to do in the drive-through, we used to try to put people in the trunk, smuggle one or two in the trunk, or smuggle one or two people laying on the ground in the back seat, like on the floor underneath our feet, kind of thing. Put one or two, because you had to pay by the carload, right? But you weren't allowed more than the seats that were in the car, that kind of thing. So you smuggle people in so that you could get out of the car and just walk around and have a good time. You know, you didn't care about the movie. You just walked around and had a good time at the drive-through. I remember them. I remember those days. They were back when I was 10, 12, 14 years old. They were just kind of leaving the scene at that time. But I remember them. And I remember a little earlier than that, too, in a place in Massachusetts. I think drive-ins, I would love to start a drive-in today. I think that is something that I wish never went out of business, the drive-ins. I think that's something that's really a fantastic thing for a couple to do, for a family to do. I think it's a great thing, but especially a couple. Go pull your car up, watch a movie, stay in your car, have some privacy, have a big screen, get out, walk around, stretch your feet, still watch the movie. I mean, I think it was a wonderful thing. I'm not sure why they ever did away with them, but you know, that's my opinion. So if social media existed in the 1950s, would teenagers filming themselves drag racing become the first do not try this at home viral video idiots?
Oh, yes, I think it definitely would be, because the teenagers back in those days used to love the drag racing. Even going from watching Grease and that stuff, they used to love those drag races.
Man, they still do that today, though, man. They still try to sneak around the drag races. Echo Drift, a lot of us sat on the car laying on the hood. Yeah, that was laying outside. Nowadays, as I was saying to Nomad, there's a few of them opened up nowadays, I heard. But you get these new Bluetooth little things that, so you can sit in your car and listen to it instead of those big silver clunkers you had to hang on your window and stuff. But the good thing about those big silver things hanging on your window, you could get out of your car, you could walk around, you could still hear the movie because people had it loud enough and their windows open to hear it. So you know, that was a very good thing about it. How about would early TV stars become bigger influencers than movie stars? Bigger than the John Waynes and bigger than, you know, these like Clark Gables and these kind of people? Would the influencers become bigger stars if the social media were around in the 1950s?
Well, now that I'm thinking about that question, I mean, look at how Hollywood has become today. They're all washed out now. You'd rather watch someone do something on YouTube than go and see a movie, unless it's a really good movie starring one of those people that were big back in the day before social media became so prevalent.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But you know, the hard part about saying about social media in the 50s is how would they even adapt to it? I mean, how would they have even done it? Would it have been the same Would social media even have been the same? Would they have put guardrails on it? They were a lot more careful back then than they are
Yes,
now.
yeah.
When I say they, I mean the government. They had a lot.
Government,
They
yeah.
were a lot more. They still had family values. They still had life values and stuff. So if you had social media back in the 50s, I kind of think that it would be a different style social media than what we have here. Here we're footloose. Everybody can grab one. Everyone can go. Back then, you had to have the money. Not everybody had the money. Or you had to have the know-how, the people, the what to talk about. You had to have, would your parents even let you video the inside of your house? A lot of parents probably wouldn't have let you back then.
Yeah,
You know, so these are a lot of the questions we don't know about. Hey, listen, I would like to invite Triker up on the stage if he'd like. Triker's been after me for a while if he can join us, and I told him he could. So I'm going to drop a link into the chat. Chat, this, let me see. I'm going to drop a link in. This chat is for Triker if you'd like to take it. There it goes. Triker, if you'd like, click that link and you can join us up here in the chat. Not a problem. We were supposed to have Vinay. Condolences to Vinay. She could not join us today. She had a family loss, and I by far understand being with the family more than any. But speaking of Vinay, there she is. She said, "Hey, hey." She said, "Hey, hey." Vinay, you're more than welcome to grab that link too if you'd like, and get up here if you'd like. You're more than welcome to. I put that in there for Triker, but you are more than welcome to as well. I am just about through what you were going to do, what you were going to say. So I decided to take your version first, Vinay. So, work it stage by stage by stage. So, but I'm about through it. Do you think so? So your take is what? Influencers would become bigger than movie stars back in the 50s if social media were there?
Well, with the limitations, as you were also just saying now, I think it would be close. I think it would be pretty close. But I think the limitations and the government guiding, because look at YouTube. We're struggling with YouTube and all that kind of stuff. They're wanting to clamp down in South Africa, as you heard the other day. I think it was on Pete's stream, or was it when Ghost Stomper was with you?
Yeah, Thursday.
Yes, on Thursday with Ghost Stomper. They would definitely have wised up a bit faster with YouTube and with social media and all that if it had already started back in the 50s. So I think your free speech and that would have been much more limited than it is now.
I think so too. I think and that would have made a big difference with how social media had evolved back in the 1950s. Do you think people would have argued that television was destroying families the same way people now argue phones are destroying the society?
That is also a funny one, because I remember I was always told I watched too much TV. Now you get kids that literally sit with their phone that far away from their eyes so that they can watch their shows on YouTube and things like that. The kids' YouTube.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I mean, that's a hard one because they had TV back in the 50s, and I don't think it really destroyed society at all. From what I remember when I was a kid, and I'm going back to early 70s that I can remember having TVs that had 2 or 3 channels on it, and having these little freaking metal antenna ear kind of things, and only having the TV for certain hours of the day. I remember that. Back in the 50s, I cannot imagine it was much better than that. I would imagine you had 1 or 2 channels and, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't think it destroyed society, though. I think it's actually been a great invention.
But even back I remember in the 80s when I was, 4 or 5 years old, the channel would actually shut down at a certain time at night. So after your 10 o'clock, whatever hour, or it wasn't even an hour, half an hour series that they used to have on. I think maybe they were hour series. I can't even remember. But then they would actually shut the channel down and they'd have this, it was almost like a ball with a time on that said what channel you're watching, and it used to play radio music or something like that.
Yeah. When I was younger, when I was a kid, they had, in America, at 10 o'clock, a TV commercial would come on every single night, 7 nights a week at 10 o'clock exactly. It's on every channel across the TV. The whole TV at 10 o'clock, every channel would go, it's 10 o'clock with a big, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Because our parents would kick us out of the house in the morning, go to school. When we came home, get out of the house. If they weren't even home, half the time they weren't even home. And we would have to come home before the street lights came on. But we were never in the house. They never knew where we were at. We could have been 50 miles away from home. They didn't care. They didn't know. And the TV actually had to remind our parents that they had kids. Do you know where they are? Tell them to come back. So the TV was a good thing when I was a kid, in a way, because it reminded my mother she still had a kid. I think she would have forgotten. I really do think she would have forgotten. If not me, she would have forgot my sister because I'm her favorite. So she might not have forgotten me, but she might have forgotten my sister. So I'm happy for my sister. What would a 1950s apology video look like? I regret the sock hop incident, and I have taken time to reflect with my pastor and my barber. Do you think it would look like something like that?
I haven't even thought of that, but that sounds quite funny. Can you imagine? I've consulted with my pastor, and he says I must say sorry from the bottom of my heart and all that kind of stuff. That would be absolutely ridiculous to see nowadays, because nowadays it's just ChatGPT. Okay, I must apologize for my actions. I'm really sorry. And it doesn't really look like they're sorry. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, right? No, but that's how it is. Man, Echo Drift says, how dare you? How dare you what? You know something? You must be a mother, Echo Drift, because let me tell you something. If you're trying to tell me that parents don't have a favorite kid, you're full of crap. Parents have a favorite kid, but they just can't say that because people would judge them for it. I know I'm your favorite kid. Don't worry about it. Man, every parent has their favorite kid, right? But you just can't say that because you love them equally. That's true. You love them equally. But yeah, there's favorites. Are people actually more dramatic now, or did the 1950s just not have enough cameras to catch everyone acting stupid? Now, you see, that's something that I think is very true. I think that it's not that the kids, well, they were definitely more respectful. The kids back in the 1950s were more respectful. But I think that they did just as much nonsense, but there wasn't the today's influence, the social media and the cameras and everything else around to catch them in their stupidity. I do believe that's true too. And how do I know that's true? Because that's true for me. I did a lot of stupid shit that I'm glad isn't on, that can't be pulled up here 20 years later, 30 years later, 40 years later.
It's because nowadays everyone is basically living their lives on social media. But I mean, if I remember back to what people have told me about the 1950s, women used to faint. Like the minute they saw like you got cut and you've got the small little bit of blood or whatever, they used to be, oh no, and they used to pass out and all that at the sight of blood.
At the sight Hey, Three Bike Triker, how you doing? Triker, Nomad Triker. I don't know if you guys had a chance to meet personally.
Hello.
So turn down whatever you got going in the background. You got a bad echo. You got YouTube going or something over there. You got something going, Triker, where we're coming through.
Kashmira has. I'm gonna tell her to put it down.
Well, Echo Drift says she does not agree. Kids were too scared to disobey. So Echo Drift thinks that.
What for?
Well, Echo Drift seems to think that the kids back in the 1950s were more well behaved, and they wouldn't have as much to worry about. So, man, I'm just trying to say it's hard for us to say what would happen back in the 1950s, right? We don't have crystal balls. We have one person here that was born back in the 1950s over in our chat, and she was even pretty young at that time. And I would have to say that being as how none of us have real hands-on experience, we can only assume. And you know what they say about assume? It makes an ass out of you and an ass out of me. So assumptions are nothing you should really want to get into doing. So, that's kind of what I say. No, me too. Me too. What me too, Shane? What me too, Shane? Shane is over there in chat saying me too. Well, I agree with Echo Drift. Oh, he agrees with Echo Drift. And Renee says, let me put it up here. It's easier to read. The moral compass was set right with a smack. LL, something. Vinay, my mother is back from those days, and she tried to smack me, and you know what? She got laughed at. She got laughed at. Simple like that. Don't ever smack me again, woman. And when she tried again, I just held her head like this and let her take her best shots at me while she was swinging like a cartoon, ving, 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 and kept missing me while I held the top of her head just like that. So, man, I think it's just a respect thing they had. I just think they learned to respect their elders. Triker, learn to respect your elders.
Okay.
Listen.
One second.
Yeah. That's about what a social media had been back in the 1950s. Let's reverse, let's change gears a little bit, shall we? Because this one here, we can all kind of think about, and we can all kind of make a decision about ourselves, what we would think about. So I'm really curious to hear from the people in the chat, curious to hear about you, Triker, Cameron, what these next couple things would be. And I'll give you my answers as well to them, because let me be clear before I get going, we have trivia immediately following this next set of what, 20 things we're going to get through. These next 20 questions, we'll have trivia, an exclusive trivia found at It's Not Okay TV. But I have discovered that a lot of people are Googling the answers. So I decided to be smarter than Google. So what did I do? These next questions that I'm about to ask you, I'm going to give you my answer. I'm going to read the question, and then I'm going to tell you my answer. And then I'm going to let you guys answer, okay? So the answers to the trivia can only be found if you pay attention to my answer or you get lucky on a guess, because the answers are my answers. They're not anything Google can give to you. So I'm taking Google out of the equation on our trivia this evening, just to let you know. So either pay attention if you want to do well, or plan on copying and guessing. So with that said, if you were 18 in the 1950s, would you be a greaser, a jock, a nerd, a square, or a rebel, or a diner regular with mysterious confidence? My answer is I would be a rebel. What say you guys?
I think I would probably still be a bit of a nerd. Because remember the
think you-
Revenge of the Nerds?
You think you'd be a nerd?
Yeah.
Well, do you like schooling? Do you like your schoolwork and stuff? Do you like that kind of situation? Do you like to learn and be a bookworm, or would you prefer to go out if you could?
Well, I'd prefer to go out, but people would call me a nerd regardless. Doesn't matter whether I like school or not. I'll just be a nerd. That's all.
What do you think, Triker? You know the difference? A greaser is like a bad guy. A nerd is like a smart guy. A square is like somebody who just never does anything wrong. A rebel is somebody who's always like, giving the finger to the boss. And, just somebody like a diner with a regular mysterious take would just be a regular guy that nobody could quite figure out.
I would be a rebel.
You would be a rebel?
A rebel.
Yeah.
Well, Echo Drift says she would be a square. I don't agree with Echo Drift. I don't think she'd be a square. She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool, Echo Drift. Kashmir would be a rebel. Shane, buddy, I said back in the 1950s, not what you are now, brother. I said back in the 50s, man. You got to go back there. Shane says he would have been a greasy rebel stoner. I guess he handles everything, but
It rhymes.
Well, there you go. So question number 2, would you have been sneaking into drive-ins, hanging at the soda fountain shop, drag racing, or staying home because your parents had CIA level supervision? I would have been hanging out at the soda fountains.
No,
I would be
probably also-
drag racing.
No, drag racing too.
Both of you would be drag racing.
Yeah, I love drag racing.
Really? Have you ever done it before?
No, I just watched.
You must try. You must put it on your bucket list one day. Before you go, you must try drag racing.
Yeah, not with the 1300 that we drive around now. That thing is too slow.
When you say the 1300, it reminds me of the Romanian Dacia 1300. Old mechanical car, man. It was an old mechanic, nothing electronic about it. It was everything's just little nuts and bolts, and it just runs. But it's the best car I ever drove, man. It's when you drive this car, you know, if you can drive a Dacia 1300 and you can drive it good, you're a good driver because it had no manual steering. It had no manual brakes. It had the shift you had to do this to get in the first gear. It was, you felt every stone in the road. Man, I loved that car. I love that car. So we have Echo Drift saying that she would be hanging out the soda fountain shops. She did the drag racing up Main Highway. Benet said she would be drag racing. So basically, we got two girls here that would be like the Pinkies in Greece. They'd be wearing the pink leather jackets, these two, the drag racing ones, you know, the ones standing there, dropping their little scarves at the beginning of a race, going like that, showing their boobies and stuff like that, going, hey, you gotta go, and shaking them. Well, not showing them because the 50s didn't show them, but they'd be shaking them, going like that. Yeah. That's how they would be going. We have always raced each other in the quarter mile, Shane said. Yeah, and Renee says she used to too. Yeah, you remember the movie Grease? Have you ever seen the movie Grease, Striker?
No.
You know what? If you want to see a good movie, it's a good movie about the 1950s. It gives you an idea of everything we're talking about. It's all innocent stuff. It's all really good stuff. Yeah, no boobs, Vinay. That's what I'm trying to say. They didn't show boobs. It was, but they used to shake it, you know, with their scarf. They would stand there and hold their scarf and then drop it. 3, 2, 1, fwah. And both cars would go, fwah, go, grease lightning, never kissed another before. Grease lightning, go, grease lightning. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, it's a great little thing, man. So, okay, we basically have everybody saying drag racing, man. Man, we got some party animals out here. How about, would Elvis have been your hero, your parents' nightmare, or that guy who dances like he lost a fight with electricity? I'm saying he's that guy who lost a fight. What say you guys?
Well, judging by my kind of music that I liked, I would probably like Elvis, and my mom also used to like Elvis. So, kind of a difficult one because my mom and I both would have liked Elvis.
You don't know Elvis Presley, do you, Triker?
I do.
A hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Got you all the time. You
I
ain't
do.
never a rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine. You said you were high. I'm sorry, I digress.
I know him.
Yeah, and what do you say?
I
Would he
don't
have been your hero, your parents' nightmare, or the guy who dances and like just craziness?
dances.
I have an echo. You guys hear an echo from me?
Little bit.
I don't.
not bad.
Do you really? All right. Well, let's remedy that. Let's remedy that. You should not have an echo. Echo. Well, the echo should be taken care of. So, my sister's hero is Elvis Presley. Kashmir says, I love Elvis. Vinay says, Joeyism 1433. Shane says, the Lord of Flatbush. Echo Drift laughing at me a little bit. So, well, you got my answer. I told you what my answer is. So you guys better remember what it is because it's in the trivia. It's in the trivia tonight. Listen, let me take a second here. If there's anybody out there, and there are a few of you because you're not all in the chat, if you like our content, if you like what we're doing, normally I have my brother Milo Giggles over here, but he was unable to make it today, so I'm only one half of Shits and Giggles today. I'm Joey Shits. I'm with our last month's trivia winner, Cameron here, Nomad, on with us as a co-host, joining us. Tonight's topic was about what if the 1950s had social media, and now we're into what if you were 18 years old in the 1950s? What would you be like? Immediately following, we do have an exclusive trivia here with exclusive music, so stick around for that. We have monthly winners, weekly winners. Weekly winners generally join us on the next shows, kind of thing. 3-Bike Triker there, he's our moderator in the chat. He has to join us tonight, so I brought him up, being as how we have a nice family-orientated show tonight about the 1950s. Thought it would be nice for him to join us. Everybody have a look at what who Triker is. So Pete Swagger in the room with the Upper Room TV. Yeah, but don't forget to go join the Upper Room. Upper Room here on YouTube on Sundays, the lunch brunch thing at 3 o'clock. I think that's South African time. No, 3 o'clock here, EEEST, Romanian time. 2 o'clock South African time. You also got him on Tuesday evenings, as you have It's Not Okay TV on Tuesday evenings. Man, full load, man. You got to hit the share, like, subscribe. If you never want to miss an episode, you got to hit the subscribe. It's free for you, does wonders for us, and we thank you very much for it. So we do appreciate it 100%. What is Kashmira saying over there that you're giving her thumbs up for? I love Elvis and Brad Pitt. Yeah, Kashmira, way to go. I love Brad Pitt too. What can I tell you? And Shane knows it. You know something? If social media existed then, would you post dance videos, car videos, fashion photos, gossip, UFO theories, or angry rants about rock and roll? What do you think it would be like? I said I would post about party times. I didn't even pick one of those. So, what would you post about back in the 1950s if you were on social media and you were 18 years old? What would you be posting about? Don't answer all at once, guys.
Go 3 by. Waiting for you. What did you post?
Yeah.
Somebody answer. I already told you my answer. Cameron.
Okay, I would post about my car because I'd probably have one of those that is all blinged out with all the chrome and all that kind of stuff, and I'd polish it regularly and all that. It would look amazing, and I just want to brag about my car.
Really? What kind of car would you have? Do you know?
Probably quite an old car. I don't know what was around in the 50s. That's the problem. Maybe one of those old Impalas. I don't know how old Impalas are though, but yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know either. I'm not sure either, but I know they're called coupes. Triker, what about you?
The same as Joey.
The same as me?
Yeah.
You think so? Well, we have Echo Drift in here would be posting about Ricky Nelson. Vinay says she'd be posting about cars and fashion. Shadow says car videos. Pete Swagga, he's in here saying I would post about when the next Elvis concert is happening. Blah. And Echo Drift, she says about Catalina convertibles, Nomad. So there you have it.
Convertibles, yes.
Cars, yes, most people are about the cars. No, I'm about the party times. What would you have joined? The rock music is destroying America crowd, or would you be blasting it until the neighbors called the priest? I said I'd be blasting my music. Now remember, my answers are what the trivia answers tonight so that people cannot Google them. So you got to pay attention to my answers or you're just not going to get them right or you're going to get lucky, one of the two. So I gave you my answer. What would you guys do? Join the rock music is destroying America crowd, would you be blasting until the neighbors called the priest?
Blasting till the neighbors called the priest.
You go, Triker. Yeah!
I heard you said call the priest, so I'm thinking, okay, is it the priest? No, I blast my music until the neighbors call the priest so they can come and pray for my soul, not the police.
Man, it's pretty unanimous down here. We have Echo Drift with blasting the music, Pete Swag with rock music made in America, Shane saying blasting the music, Kashmir with blasting the music, Winnie with blasting the music. Man, there's nobody in here about rock music is destroying America. Now, see, these are my peoples, man. These are my peoples. I loving them. Would you rather go viral for winning a football game, dancing at a sock hop, fixing up a hot rod, or getting caught kissing in the drive-in theater?
The football game.
Caught kissing for me. You would want what?
The football game.
You would want the football game. How about you, Nomad?
Well, probably fixing up a hot rod or something like that.
So we got a football, a hot rod, a caught kissing. We got a dancing. We got Echo Drift with a sock hop. She would rather go viral for dancing at a sock hop. They used to have these shows back then. Vinay as well. Vinay's an old timer at heart, man. Look at her go. Look at her sticking up with the 70s, with the 80-year-old lady. Man, she's all about it. Kashmir too. Oh my God. I think I'm outdated, Nomad. I think I'm outdated. Shane is with the kissing. Yeah, there you go, Shane. I'm with you, but not kissing you, brother. Not kissing you. Just kissing under the bleachers, at a football game while watching the cars race by. How about that? I could have the best of all worlds. See, I'm just trying to say. If you were a girl, Pete says he'd rather be fixing up a hot rod. If you were a girl in the 1950s, would you be the perfect poodle skirt sweetheart, the leather jacket rebel, the future boss nobody saw coming, or the one secretly smarter than everyone else? I said secretly. I said secretly smarter.
Me too.
You too?
Also say,
Yeah.
What say
yeah,
you,
also
Noble?
say secretly smarter because all the rest don't really make much sense. And poodle skirt, maybe the leather. I think I'd go with the leather rather. But I'm
You
not a
go with
girl,
the
so I don't know.
Man, I kind of like. I put myself in the position of being a girl, right? So I put myself as a position of being a girl, and I thought about it. And at first, I went with the leather, like the Pinky Tuscaderos in Greece. I went with that first, and I said, "But that's the fun life, right? That's the way to be." But then I started to think, I'm like, "But if I really put myself back in the '50s, and I had my parents always influencing me, would I truly go for that leather jacket?" As a girl now, as a guy, 100%. I'm the leather jacket Fonzie guy, 100%. Motorcycles, all about that. But as a girl, I think I'm going to be the one who acts secretly smarter than everybody. Maybe I still put the leather jacket on, become one of the leather group, one of those groups.
Mm-hmm.
But my heart's not in it like them, for the mischief and stuff, for the naughtiness. It's in it to be cool. But my brain is really functioning on the I'm smarter than everyone else kind of thing, I think.
Yes.
Man, I don't know. Let me see what we have down here. We have Vinay, secretly smarter, poodle skirt and leather. So she'd be the whole shebang. Vinay would be the whole shebang. She'd be secretly smarter while wearing the skirt with the leather. So she would be one of those Grease. Like, what's that one on Grease? That one with the curly, the one who went to the beauty school dropout. She was the one smarter than everybody. I forgot her name. I forgot that one's name. But she was the secretly smarter one who wore the skirts and she wore the leather jacket and everything. Yeah, man, I tend to agree with you. Shadow says he would be a greaser. Yeah, I think so too. Pete says you're a secret geek at Vinay. Cashmere is secretly smarter. All in one, Pete Swagger. Secret geek is such a lot of work. You kind of have to be smart to be a secret geek. Yeah. You keep it crispy at Pete Swagger, says Arbot. You keep it crispy, brother. You got to keep it crispy. Man, I do have an echo. I heard that echo this time. You know that? I heard.
I don't hear.
Why do I have an echo? Is the echo still there, guys? Is it still there?
It goes in it. It's not all the time, so it's weird.
All right. Well, hang out for 1 second. I just heard it when I did that one time. I just did hear that. So just let me take one quick second here with make sure I don't have a second one going on here for some reason. Yeah. You still hear me okay, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, that should take care of any echoing. So the echo is okay. It's not an issue. Comes and goes. Echo is not an issue. Okay. Well, it should take care of it now. I should have taken care of it. Sorry about that, guys. If you were a guy tonight, for anybody who's just joining us, we were talking about what if social media were back in the 1950s. We have covered that. Now we are talking about what if you were 18 years old. Now think about it. If you were 18 years old and you were born back in the not born back in the 1950s, you were born in like 1940, I don't know, 5, let's say, or 42, and you were like 18 years old in the 50s, in the mid to late 50s. How would you be? What would you be with these questions we're asking? That's the question. If you were a guy in the 1950s, we did a girl. How about if you were a guy? Would you be the clean-cut letterman, the kind wearing that letter on his jacket because you're a jock, a football player, a soccer player, the motorcycle greaser, the smooth Elvis wannabe, or the quiet kid building radios in garages? My answer is I'm the motorcycle greaser.
The same.
You're the motorcycle greaser. Cameron is going to be that guy working in the garage, I think.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Radios in the
that.
garage, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, man. Man, I know what most of these guys are, like Arbot and Shadow. These guys are going to be the greasers because they've already said that when they answer to the girls. Shane is the same way. Pete, he's going to be the guy building stuff in the garage. Vinay is a greaser if I was a guy in the 50s. Yeah. So, man, yeah, Pete's on the motorcycle thing. He's on the motorcycle thing with me. So, would your 1950s social media profile be wholesome family photos, car flexes, dance clips, conspiracy posts, or dramatic relationship quotes? My answer is rebellious sarcasm. Now, you guys can say whatever you want. It doesn't have to be one of the ones I mentioned. I just give that to you as a guideline.
I think it would be a mix between car flexes and family photos for me. Maybe a bit of conspiracy stuff, because there's a lot of conspiracy, like the aliens that you mentioned earlier.
Back in the 50s, yeah, it was all about Roswell, the conspiracies with the aliens. Yeah, if you put yourself back in that situation, your social media profile would probably contain some of those conspiracy posts, probably. Yeah. What do you think, Triker?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, dances and car clips, says Vinay. Echo Drift says dance clips. And let me see. Still making sure I see the end of the apocalypse, Pete. And Shane says rebellious. He would be rebellious. So, what would get you in the most trouble in the 1950s? Dating rules, or would you get grounded? No, excuse me. What would get you in the most trouble in the 50s? Rock music, staying out late, dating the wrong person, bad grades, or talking back to an adult? My answer was talking back.
I don't have one.
You wouldn't get in trouble? Are you trying to say you wouldn't get in trouble, Triker? Because let me tell you something. The day's coming.
I don't have one.
You don't have one
That's what I said. I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer to what would get you in the most trouble? Rock music, staying out late, dating the wrong person, bad grades, or talking back to an adult? I can tell you, it's talking back to an adult.
Mine would definitely be I'll be in trouble with rock music. No problems.
Would be what?
Rock music. I'd be in trouble for rock music.
You would be. Yeah, but I don't think heavy metal thrash was there back then.
Well, still, rock music is also good. It's not just the heavy metal and thrash metal and all that stuff.
Well,
rock music was also pretty hectic back then.
That's true. Back then. Well, Arbot says ladies showing knees. Echo just says talking back. Shane says you didn't talk back when I was a kid. Pete Triker's. Pete is asking you, Triker, do you get bad grades?
Sometimes.
Shane says you didn't talk back when you were a kid. Not back in those days. I agree. Pete's laughing at you. Bad grades. Yeah, Kashmir says bad grades, and Vinay says bad grades as well. Would you survive 1950s dating rules, or would you get grounded before the milkshake even arrived? My answer was no chance. I would not be grounded. My parents wouldn't be able to contain me, wouldn't be able to control me. I would open a window and I would walk right out of it. So it does not matter. Actually, I wouldn't walk out of it. I would jump out the window. I have done it before. So, my mother grounded me once when I was 16 years old, and I didn't like that. And me and a friend of mine, and we lived an hour and a half by a train ride from New York City. So I jumped out of a window, out of my bedroom window. Me and my friend took a train up to New York City, bought what we thought were switchblade knives, but they turned out to be Snickers candy bars. We got robbed. We gave the guy $20 for 2 switchblade knives. He came back and handed us 2 Snicker bars. And then we took a train back over to New Jersey and went to a Black Sabbath concert. I didn't show up back home the next morning I got lost after the Black Sabbath concert, had no idea where we were, had two girls take us back to their place, and woke up at their place the next morning going, where are we? Up in North Jersey, and had to take a train from there back home and sneak back through a window. Of course, by then, my mother was already aware that I was not home all night long. So that was the kind of kid I was. What say you?
For me, it was pretty much the same. I mean, but my parents didn't really mind if I snuck out because they always knew where I was going. But yes, in the 50s, it would have probably been different, and I would have maybe gotten into trouble. I mean, I can imagine me being on a date because when I was younger, I went to go and play on those, what are those gaming machines with Street Fighter and all that at the local corner store. And my mom walked down and she got me there. I got a hiding all the way back home because I was playing on those machines. So I think it would be like you see the milkshake sliding in. It's like, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, sorry, mom.
Yeah. Man, Shane says, I sneaked under my dad's armchair during one of their house parties in the 60s. The things I saw. Yeah, I can believe, Shane. I can believe. Would you rather spend Friday night at a drive-in movie, a diner, a school dance, a football game, or chasing a UFO because Dale swears he saw something? My answer is drive-in movie.
Chasing a UFO.
What say you, Cameron?
I'm thinking a dance, but I wouldn't really go to a dance or anything like that. It would be like a party or something like that.
A party, like a home party?
No, like where someone who was a rock and roll artist or whatever was playing. Because remember, they didn't do shows like they do nowadays where they attract stadiums or whatever. You'd go to a bar or something like that, and the person would be playing music there. That's what the 50s was like.
Yeah, I don't know if they had a lot of bars back then. At least, did they? I mean, I don't know. I'd have to have somebody from them if they had a lot of bars.
I think it would be more like a showroom or something like that. But that's not going to the 40s and 20s. So, yeah, I don't know.
Pete says UFOs as well. Echo Drift says drive-ins. So Echo Drift says, whoa. Echo Drift said, you certainly have to explain why Triker should not follow your example. Nobody said Triker shouldn't follow my example. Hello, Wonder Window. Glad to have you join us. Why are 95% of the UFO sightings only in the U.S., says Arbot? Because they love the Americans, Arbot. I mean, it's a simple question. It's a simple, why do you think it is? Why do you think it is? I mean, because I don't think 95% of the sightings of UFO sightings are in the USA anyway, but, what can I tell you? Do you think they are 95%? I think they're everywhere. I just think the Americans make a big deal about it. No?
I don't know. I think it's because of conspiracy theories. America is making the UFOs. Wasn't there a thing that was just released? Donald Trump just released a thing where they actually leaked, or he released because people wanted to hear about videos. So there's there's a thing that he released a couple of days ago on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet, where they were talking about the UFOs and things like that. I'm still watching it though.
Well, he says that in July, he is going to release some very, very important information regarding the UFOs. I think it's July 18th, I think he said. So we'll see if that comes true or not. He said he's going to release a bunch of files and the world will be stunned. They will be shocked. So we'll see. We'll see. So would you trust? We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. When we get to question 20, we go to the trivia, exclusive trivia here at It's Not Okay TV. Exclusive trivia, exclusive music found only here. Would you trust a 1950s doctor, mechanic, salesman, or politician the least? Which one would you trust the least?
Well, back in the 1950s, I'd say the salesman.
Well, my answer was politician. But the salesman, I was debating the salesman too, yeah. But my answer is the politician. Which one do you think, Triker? Would you least?
The salesman.
The salesman? Yeah, I think. Let me see. Mario the Greek Seaprat, stunned or stone. He's here too. He's trying to join the trivia. He wants to join the trivia. Mario. He's all over this trivia. He says, Nomad, you don't stand a chance. Nomad won our last month's trivia, and now Mario's over here saying Nomad doesn't stand. You should have seen the challenge he put out there, Nomad. I don't know if you missed it or not. He said, Nomad doesn't stand a chance if I get involved. He says, I am the Greek god. Basically, something like that. I am what they write stories about. Yeah, something like that, you know. So
yeah, he is. He is.
he is, right?
He is,
They
yes,
write stories
100%.
about him. It's just not the kind he thinks. That's all. Echo Drift says a doctor. Kashmira says a salesman. You know, that kind of thing. Listen to these lies, Mario says. I do not lie, Mario, even when I'm telling the truth. No, I do not. Yeah,
But I did say
something
he
like
was a Greek god.
that.
Says Mario, I thought you were my friend.
Yeah. Well, Mario trusts doctor. I trust doctors in general, Mario says. So I missed several questions. Dog issues. Yeah, that's going to suck for you during the trivia, Shane, because like I said, to beat the Google phenomena that you guys like to do, I based the answers on tonight's trivia on my answers. So if you don't know my answers, what the answers I gave, you is screwed. That's why I give the answers to each one, because everybody was Googling and I said, either you pay attention or you get lucky, one of the two. So what would you be more afraid of being called? A communist, a delinquent, a square, or not marriage material? My answer is a square.
Yeah, definitely a square. But both a square and a not marriage material, because that's kind of what I am. But yeah, whatever.
A square.
A square? Yeah, my answer was a square too. I would hate to be called a square because, yeah, they called people a commie back then, but at the same time, it was such a popular kind of thing. You know, you're a commie, man, you know. At the same time, when you called the square all going through school, you had to live with that going through school, and they were not so nice back then. They weren't nice. They were nice to the parents. They were respectful to the parents, but not to the kids. So I had a problem with being called a square, I think. Kashmir says a square. Vinay says a square. Pete says a commie. Echo Drift says a commie. Shane says a commie. Mario says a commie. But, man, I don't know.
What's
What
the Back to
19
the Future one? The Back to the Future one, he says, what's the matter? Are you yellow?
Yeah, are
wouldn't
you
want to be
yellow?
called
Yeah.
yellow.
Well, are you scared? Are you yellow?
Yes,
You know,
yes.
what 1950s things would go viral fastest today? Elvis clips, UFO panic, cigarette ads, housewife commercials, weird beauty products, or teenagers drag racing? I say hot rods.
Yeah, teenagers drag racing, definitely.
Teenagers drag racing. I think that's the thing that would go most viral today in today's social media. Back, if you could take it back to the 1950s, I think drag racing would be the thing that got the most viral video. What do you think, Triker?
The same.
The same? Yeah. Mario says cigarette ads. Now I did debate this one as well. Now putting yourself back in the 50s, this is when cigarettes were really pumping themselves, making their business, you know, selling to everybody. Women were starting to smoke, and you know, it was the cool thing to do, stand on the corner. So I'm almost agreeing with Mario there, because I did struggle back and forth with that, but I do believe hot rods in the end would have won that. That's my belief. And we're down to the last 5 questions we got before trivia. If you had a 1950s YouTube channel, what would it be? Hot rod builds, dance tutorials, UFO hunting, cooking, gossip, sports, or angry dad reviews about rock and roll music? My answer was review music. My answers were, if I had a 1950s YouTube channel, it would be about reviews on rock music.
Beer ads.
You say the beer ad, huh? You would do beer ads if you had a 1950. By the way, 3Bike Triker has a YouTube channel out here. He put a short video out, and how much did you get in like 3 hours, 4 hours? 1,000 views.
Yeah, I think so. 2,000.
2,000 views
hours.
in like 2 or 3 hours. He got like 2,000 views. I'm like, dude, What are you doing? Starting 2,000 views. I can't get 300 views on mine, dude. And that's for months. He puts it out for 3 hours. He's got 2,000 views. It's incredible. Life is so unfair, man.
It's not a lot.
Well, it's a lot for a couple hours, man. It's a lot for a couple hours, man. I'll give
For
you that.
24 hours.
Yeah, but it also tells me that kids spend too much time on the telephono. It's spend too much time on the telephones that they can do that. Man, Shane says, yeah, music. Kashmir, rock and roll music. Echo Drift says, dancing. Pete's laughing at you. If life were only a beer commercial. Yeah, but Triker is a cute Joey. See, you got your first fan there, Triker. She thinks you're cute, man.
I didn't show a face review.
Oh, yeah. What about that, Vinay? He didn't even show his face. He just did he did some skateboard parking with the finger stuff and 2,000 views. I mean, Pete Swagger, what are we doing wrong, brother? What are we doing wrong? 2,000 views, bro. Pushing a skateboard with his finger. Like that. Man, just trying to say. Good job, Triker. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what was your answer, Nomad?
So I was going to say it would be all of it because, I mean, we're not limited to much on YouTube. They cover topics of everything nowadays. So I think everything that you mentioned there would be definitely on the 1950s YouTube channel.
Yeah. I think anything anybody could watch back then, right? So, I mean, that's the hard part about putting this question to it is back in the 1950s, all of this stuff would have been like, wow. You know, but you have to try to imagine that it wasn't so wow, right? You'd have to imagine that for them back in the 50s, it would be like us now. It would be there. They wouldn't be stunned about it. They'd be like, oh, here it is. Okay. So now what do we do with it? You know, I get stuck in my head, like throw social media back in the 1950s and there's somebody there without a cell phone, right? Because cell phones didn't even exist. So how could you even, so when you ask the question, how about social media back in the 1950s, you had to do a lot of things. You had to make sure they had cell phones, tabletas, internet. You had to come up with a lot of shit before you came up with social media back in the 1950s. And I get stuck in my brain with that to say, bah. And I have to assume that if they had it back then, that life would have been different back then. They wouldn't have lived that way back then, the same way. No? See, I dive down deeper into it a little bit. What say you?
I'm laughing because Echo Drift says, yeah, take a lesson to attract women or to attract attention, rather. That would be funny on YouTube.
There you go. Man, would you follow a 1950s influencer selling cigarettes, TV dinners, hair tonic, miracle cleaning products, or how to get a husband in 30 days? My answer is music deals.
Music deals.
That's who I would be following. I'd be following a 1950s influencer who had some music deals.
Me too.
Okay.
What say you, Nomad?
I'd be following influencers or people that are showing you how to repair your cars and stuff like that, because in the 1950s, your vehicles were not as readily available and they didn't have spare. So you almost had to basically do fitting and turning. This is now in my mind. You had to do fitting and turning to be able to design that certain cog that was missing or that part or whatever. You'd have to sit there and file, test it and see if it worked, and file again and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's true. You got a very good point there. Shane is laughing, just picturing Joey on a skateboard. Dude, I didn't skateboard, but you know what I did do a lot of? I used to do the inline skates. I was a big inline skater. You know, the rollerblades? I've done that all over. I've done that in Colorado, California, Hawaii, Texas. I've done that everywhere, man. I love rollerblading. That's it. Let me see. We have Mario says cigarettes, and I don't smoke. Cigarettes and I don't smoke. Shane says music definitely. Vinay says music definitely. They were so easy. How to get a husband for a good chuckle. That's what she'd be, Echo Drift would be doing. Who's barking? Pete asks. Yeah, Pete, right? I'm hearing the same thing. Who's got the dog in the back? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Here, I'm just trying to say, man, I'm in a singing mode today. What can I tell you? Shut the damn dogs up, whoever's got the dogs going. That's me, but shush, I can't shut them up. Okay, so I have 4 dogs that live at my house. 3 of them are outside, one of them's inside. Or actually, and they're all outside right now. So I'm surprised you're picking it up. You must be picking it up from Kashmir's stuff. So what can I tell you? We got 3 more questions, then we get into the trivia, guys. What modern thing would absolutely horrify the average 1950s parents? Would it be TikTok dances, dating apps, rap music, ripped jeans, tattoos, or people arguing with strangers for sport? My answer is dating apps. Now remember, tonight's trivia is based on my answers. The answers for tonight's trivia are my answers. So you have to have paid attention if you expect to win the trivia tonight. I wanted to beat Google, and this is the way I figured to beat Google. This is why I'm very clear on my answers. So you must be paying attention. Go ahead. What say you? I'll repeat the question. What modern thing would absolutely horrify the average 1950s parents? TikTok dances, dating apps, rap music, ripped jeans, tattoos, or people arguing with strangers for sport? My answer was dating apps. I'll even repeat that.
Dating apps.
Mario says dating apps. Echo Drift says ripped jeans. Shane says ripped jeans. Pete says dating apps. Triker says dating apps. Nomad.
Well, I definitely don't think that there'd be, because in the 1950s, people wanted to get recognized. So I think TikTok dances would be absolutely insane. The same as with singing. You'd get a whole bunch of influencers singing, and it wouldn't be lip syncing. They would actually be singing so that they could get noticed and get picked up by recording studios and all those kinds of things. But I think it would be tattoos, because back in those days, people, it's like tattoos were sort of not the right thing to do.
Well, man, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I don't think tattoos were the right thing to do back then, were they? People didn't get tattoos very much.
No, it was very frowned upon from what I can remember from movies and things my parents have told me. It was very rare that a person got tattoos in the 50s.
Well, so that might have been the answer. There you go. We got Vinay saying dating apps, and we've got Kashmira saying dating apps. Oh, well, sorry. Just men. You what? You a man hater, Echo Drift? Are you a lesbian? Are you a lesbian, Echo Drift? I just need to know. Redhead X says only prisoners and sailors had them. No, I'm only joking about the lesbian question to Echo Drift. I know Echo Drift. She is not. In fact, I wouldn't be here if she was. What can I tell you? So, question 19 is: Would you rather be famous in the 1950s for talent, looks, rebellion, sports, money, or scandal? My answer is talent.
Sports.
Sports. You'd rather be famous for sports. Man, if somebody can hear me on this end who can shut those dogs up, please shut those dogs up by letting the one in that's making all the noise.
I would say I'd probably want to be famous for looks.
Nah.
Looks or rebellion. I don't know. I'm struggling to get my mind bent around those two.
Well, I'm saying, Echo Drift says no tattoos. Let me see. Mario, I'm a lesbian trapped in a man's body. Yeah. That's definitely not a bad thing. Sports, he says. He'd rather be sports. Echo Drift says talent. Man, it's hard to keep up with these things. Pete says sports. Vinay says sports. And Shane says talent as well. So, man, in the 1950s, I would rather be known for talent myself, for the talent. So, wait a minute, something's wrong here.
What did you break now?
Okay, no, I'm right. Oh my Lord, we're down to the last question, people. We're down to the last question, and then we're into the trivia. So let me take one moment before I get to the last question and get to the trivia. Okay? Listen, I am Joey Shits. I am one half of Shits and Giggles. My brother Milo Giggles, excuse me, Milo Giggles. I'm Joey Shits. He's Milo Giggles. I'm having a brain fart over here. I'm talking about this guy over here, and I got my brain over in here. Milo Giggles, normally who joins me here, makes one half of Shits and Giggles. I'm Joey Shits, Shits and Giggles. See how we did that? Well, he couldn't make it today, so I am doing this on my own, and I am bringing all the peoples together, and we are about to hit the trivia here. But if you do me a favor, it's free for you, and it means everything to me. It means everything to this channel. You can help us grow. Hit the share, like, subscribe, at least to subscribe. Hit the like, too. That's pretty nice. And don't forget to comment what you think down below. If you scan that QR code, it will bring you to itsnotokaytv.com, where we got all kinds of stuff. We got polls, we got videos, we got music, we got leaderboards, we got about us, about me and Milo. We have got, man, you'll just find everything if you scan that QR code with your phone right there. So, man, I'm just telling you, we got it all. We're doing it. We got original music, original trivia. Stick with us. We're about to get to it in just a few minutes. Question 20, the last question of the night. If you could bring one thing from today back to your 18-year-old self in the 1950s, what would cause the most chaos? Would it be smartphone? Would it be internet? Would it be Spotify, modern car, vape, or Google? My answer was the modern car.
Vape.
Vape.
I think
Might be.
Google would cause a bunch of chaos.
Google. Yeah.
Can you
Man, so
imagine?
what? Your answer is Google, Nomad.
Yeah, I'll say Google, because Google would cause chaos, because people could ask you anything. You quickly pull out your whatever you're Googling on Google, and you'd be able to give them any answer. You'd be like the smartest man under the sun.
Mario, what makes you think a 12 gauge is anything new? They had that back in the 50s, dude. They had that stuff back in the 1800s, man, for fuck's sake. Excuse me, for screw's sake. I'm sorry, Triker. They had that back in the Wild West days. Well, man, and sawed off stuff and all that stuff. How about Pete Swagger with @Matt and Echo Drift with Google, Vinay with a car, Mario made my own choice. Pete Swagger has the car. Okay, well, I mean, I think we're pretty much for the cars on this one. Man, let me tell you something. Not like ours now. Well, you're comparing. They still have them, man. They still have them. So, people, I hope you paid attention to my answers. I hope you paid attention to my answers, because those are the answers on tonight's trivia. So you got to remember what I said I would be. What you got to remember, I answered 1 through 20. I gave them all. I went right down the line. There's no discrepancy. There's no hassles there. So you know what? Here we go. And I got to tell you what, Triker and Nomad, are you going to stay online and answer from where you're at, or are you going to join us down in the chat and do the trivia from there?
No, I'll drop down to the chat. Thank you very much.
I'll
Nomad.
go to the chat because I have to write the points and stuff.
Okay, so you both are going to leave me now, and I'm going to go to the chat. So I need a hell yeah from everybody who's going to join us in the trivia tonight, because Triker is going to take care of the answers tonight. He's going to take care of the scores for us, because he is the moderator. He is our man here at It's Not Okay TV that keeps you all in line. He once banned Maddie. He almost banned Shane. He's a banner. He's the guy that if he says something, people, you better listen, because he will ban your ass, dude. He's a tough guy. Tough guy. So, Cameron, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it very much. Congratulations on the win in the month of April. Like I said, we will get back to you about how we will do and what we will do for you as a prize. We have several different options, and we'll get back to you later this week with that, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Vinay, I tracked your shirt. Your shirt should be to you by Wednesday, Thursday, they said. It's in Africa. It is. Your shirt is in Africa. So that's it. It's just, I guess, going through African stuff. What can I tell you? I'm sorry, Cameron. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say goodbye and thank you for having me, and good luck to the next person that wins next month.
It's
Thank
my
you for the
pleasure.
awesome show.
Absolutely my pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it. And good luck tonight.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one.
Cheers. Cheers, cheers.
I will tell you when to start the trivia.
All right, I'm starting right now, buddy. So I'm going to get off. I'm going to get rid of you. You're going to go bye-byes. Go take care of it. Go get all the hell yeahs in the chat right there. You got Echo Drift. You got Nomad. You got Shane. I hope you wrote all these things down, man. You got Shane. You got Echo Drift. You got Nomad.
Yeah.
You got them all?
Well, I don't have the paper.
Well, man, dude, come on. Go get the paper, bro. We can't be sitting here. You got to get paper. What the hell? Can you believe this kid? He's over here just looking. Huh. He needs paper. Wait a minute. Everybody stop answering for a second so I don't get lost. Because I need to some buck. Oh, this kid knew it was coming up. You're off the stage, by the way, Triker. So you're down. You can go do your thing. We have got trivia coming up here. I don't know if I can make myself a little bigger over here. No, I can't. I can't do that. Can I make that thing over there? No, I can't. Oh man, it works over there. It works on YouTube like that, doesn't it? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. No, it's too small, right? Okay, so I have to do like this. And then I have to, boom, go like that. There you go. All right, there you go. I have to keep it like that. So, Triker, do you hear me? Wow. Wow. I'm not sure what to do here, people. Triker, can you hear me? Who do you got? You need to write. Vinay, this is unacceptable, Triker. This is unacceptable. I can't be doing this, buddy.
You can start.
Vinay, please help him.
You can start.
You have got everybody. I need to make sure you got everybody. You got Vinay. You got Shane. You got Nomad. You got Echo Drift. You got Mario. You got Radhead. You got Pete. You got them all? Do you have them all? Okay. Then we're going to start the trivia. Here we go. Shut up. Fuck's sake. I just took you out. Right at the end. Fuck's sake. I just took you out. Right at the end. Fuck's sake. I just took you out.
We built this thing from a room in the wire. Two cracked up fools burning the midnight fire. Joey and Milo chasing the spark, turning bad days into laughs at the dark.
Well, now I don't know what's happening there. I'm watching the YouTube thing over there, and it's going a long, long time before it even answers. So I'm going to talk for a few seconds just to give you all a chance to answer. If Joey had to describe his 1950s teenage personality, what answer fits best? Answers are locked with Radhead being the last one. Reveal the answers. A rebel. They all got it right there. Hey, where'd you go? Triker? Next question. Fuck me. This is why I need Milo. I can't hear you, Triker, when you're ready and when you're not ready because you got off stage.
We go live on YouTube and Facebook. Tell all of your friends to come.
You don't have to type in chat, man.
Tuesday, Thursday night. 7:40, the sparks we ignite. GMT +3 when summer moves. GMT +2 when winter grooves. Find the madness, play along at it's not okay TV.com. That is not okay. Every name in the chat, keep the laughter alive.
Uh-huh. It goes like this. Where did teenagers probably hang out if social media existed in the 1950s? Where did they probably hang out? What was my answer? Let's say it was, okay, answers are locked. See what I'm doing is wait until the YouTube says answers locked before I go on. That's why you hear me talking. This way I can't have anybody saying, little delay. C, soda fountain. That's the answer. Man, you all got it right now. Now, see, I know there's a whole lot of copying going on here. I just hope the person you're copying gets something wrong, because then I'll know the copiers. I swear to God I will. Next question, 3 out of 15. I'm going to catch you. Man. I got my eyes open.
The whole thing dry. We thank all the people who ride with the show. You're the reason our project continues to grow. Comedy podcast with the backbone spine, laughing at the world when it gets out of line. From trivia rounds to songs we brew, written from love, given to you. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. Tell all of your friends to come have a look. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday night. 740 the sparks we ignite. GMT plus 3 when summer moves. GMT plus 2 when winter grooves. Find the madness, play along at It's Not Okay TV.com.
Indeed. What embarrassing thing could make someone go viral for the wrong reasons? Well, guess what? The answers are locked, and they're even locked over there on YouTube. So we're going to reveal the answer. D, lost a fight was the answer. But we got one wrong. We got Nomad. No, 2 wrong. Radhead and Nomad both got it wrong. Radhead and Nomad got it wrong. I bought Nike opposed. I bought Nike. Nike. Yeah. This is what Pete's trying to say. Look at this guy. Look at this guy over here. Funny guy. Next question. 4 out of 15.
Now we're building our own little media throne, from a song, a joke, into microphones, clips of music, and a live chat room. A mini empire will have built soon. Joey and Milo got the wheels and spin. If the world is broken, we're diving in. 3 nights a week, come laugh and see the wild little kingdom of It's Not Okay TV. If something is broken, or you think we need more, come speak your mind, we'll hear you for sure. It's all about laughter, I'm sure all of you know. Share, like, subscribe.
Man, what kind of 1950s content was connected with fun, wild social energy? You know what? This is what kind. B, party times. Man, you all got it right. So either y'all paying attention or somebody. Let me see who's answering first. Vinay, I got to scroll back up. Is it Vinay answering the first time all the way time over here? Vinay. Vinay, why don't you screw with them a little bit, Vinay, and hold off for a few seconds and see how many get it right. And see how many come out after the reveal answer, and then their questions don't count. Let's see how many are copying you, Vinay. Next question, 5 out of 15.
YouTube and Facebook. Tell all of your friends to come have a look. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday night. 740 the sparks we ignite. GMT plus 3 when summer moves. GMT plus 2 when winter grooves. Find the madness, play along at It's Not Okay TV.com.
Yeah, we seem to have a real delay going on between YouTube and the trivia right now because I'm watching YouTube over on the left-hand side. So I'm giving it that extra second. Normally, I don't talk the way I talk between questions, but I have to give it a little bit of extra time today because I do notice there's one hell of a difference going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and even refresh that whole thing, and hopefully it'll be a little quicker right now instead of seeing what we can do. Answers are locked. Reveal the answer is, what would your rebellious teen most likely do to annoy the adults? Blast music. The answer is A. Pete and Mario, the Cyprit, got it wrong. Wait, what? Pete says, wait, what? So, hey, man, we're getting there. We're getting there. Listen, if you like our trivia, if you like our content, if you like what we do, do us a favor. Hit the share, like, subscribe, man. Subscribe, free for you, means the world to me. And you know what? That's all I can do is ask you to do that. We work hard to bring this to you. My brother Milo Giggles could not make it with us tonight. Unfortunately, he was unable to be here. He's got a new chapter of his life opening up, and he got busy today. But he will be with us on Tuesday. He will be back in shape on Tuesday. So for tonight, you have one half of the Shits and Giggles, me, Joey Shits. So on this, I would love for Milo to come back and find that we got one or two more subscribers. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, would you please, man? We work hard for this, and I'd appreciate it very much. Next question, 6 out of 15.
I've had mornings where the rent was due and hopes that quiet ideas were few. Coffee gone cold, bills stacked high. Smile on my face while I'm bleeding inside. I watch good plans slip away fast. A constant reminder of a difficult past. But then the sun shines, I wonder what's in store. It's then I remember I survived worse before. These are the things that repair my soul. A midnight road and a hand to hold. A friend who shows when the storm gets loud. A little bit of hope from a rainy cloud.
Yeah, Mario, I know there's a bad lag tonight. I don't know what the reason is for it, but we do have a bad lag. I do understand that. That's not something I can do anything about right this particular second. Unfortunately, I do not understand why it's so bad tonight, but that is why I'm watching the YouTube channel. Normally, I move a little faster than this, but I am watching that YouTube channel to make sure that you all get a chance. Until I see the answer locked over there, I do not reveal the answer. So this way it's fair, Mario. What scandal-type moment could have caused gossip in the 1950s? The answer is C, caught kissing. Definitely caught kissing. Everybody got that one right. Everyone got that one right. I hope you're good. You should be pretty good there. By the time I get to this, you should be pretty good, Triker. Next question. 7 of 20. 15, excuse me.
Sometimes it's a motor that won't start right, so I lose myself in the garage all night. Grease on my hands, tools on the floor, fixing that bike while it fixes me more. Then I ride out past the city lights, let the warm wind soothe the internal fight. By the time that chrome horse starts to roll, I get some answers, I realize the goal. These are the things that repair my soul. A road that runs with my heart.
Do you know how bad the lag is right now? You guys are still in a freaking yellow bar on YouTube, and I've already got the answers locked on my side. I mean, that's how bad it is. Right now, you're just in a red zone right there. So I have to finish it. Now you just went to answered locked. Okay, so what hidden trait might someone even if people judge them by their look? The answer is A, secretly smarter. Now, you see, I tried to eliminate Google tonight by giving you my answers, but I just did not realize how many copiers there were out there, because there's no way that half of you people are getting this right, because these were based solely on my answers. And here's the thing about the answers that you're getting right. They weren't even on the list I gave to you. I made them up so that 4 or 5 of them would throw you off. So that you just copy. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. Try doing it on your own. Try figuring it out. 18 of 15. No, 8 of 15. What the? Jesus Christ.
Oh, the friend who stays when the money goes. A song that speaks when nothing shows. A second chance, a smile on my face, a little light in a broken place. When life takes pieces I can't control. These are the things that repair my soul. One friend who always comes real. He shows up steady and knows how I feel. No pretty speech, no fake advice. Get your shit.
Well, which type of 1950s character was connected with the Leather Jacket Rebellion? We'll get to the answer in 1 second. Shane, lag here. I don't have time to read the question. People are already answering. Sure they are. They're already answering. Doesn't mean you have to give the same damn answer, though, Shane. Doesn't mean what do you just think they're all right? You think they're right automatically? It just turns out they happen to be right, but it doesn't mean you have to copy them. You could give them a different answer, Shane. I am waiting till YouTube says answers locked. So even with the lag, my brother, you got plenty of time to answer. Reveal. The answer is B, motorcycle greaser. Which type of 1950s character was connected with the Leather Jacket Rebellion? The motorcycle greaser. Son of a bitch. Maybe these were too easy. And here I even tried to throw you guys off, you know. I ain't copying. You know something, Shane? I apologize. I came in and did a public apology when I lied to you. I want to hear the same damn apology from you next week. 9 out of 15.
Yeah, I won't say it twice. You've taken the worst and beat it back. You have all that you need, and that's a fact. Not a miracle dressed up as a saint. A better friend, there simply ain't. These are the things that repair my soul. A road that runs when my heart feels old. A friend who stays when the money goes. A song that says what nobody knows. A ranch to ride, a laugh, a chance, a reason to stand, a reason to dance. But life takes pieces I can't control. These are the things that repair my soul.
Yeah, that would have been lying, Echo Drift, if I gave my answers as the church one. I answered honestly, but here's the thing. Like I said, I made up 4 answers. They weren't even on the list I gave you guys. I just made them up, and you're getting all those right, too. So that's pretty amazing to me. That's pretty amazing. Answers are locked on YouTube. Answers are locked here. What kind of attitude can make someone stand out online? Rebellious sarcasm. For instance, that one right there was a made-up answer. Only I answered that. Nobody else had that choice to answer that. And yet everybody gets it right. Incredible. I is amazed. You guys as geniuses. You as geniuses. 10 out of 15.
It's not okay TV. Not okay TV, yeah, we say it proud. 2 mics lit up, we're talking to the crowd. Joey Shits and Milo giggles with the grin. Chaos and comedy every time we begin. 15 years deep, yeah, brothers, we became. Built it from scratch, now they know the name. From the first bad take to
Yeah, I love that song. I absolutely love that song. What behavior would probably get a teenager in trouble with parents or teachers? The answers are locked. I just need to see it on the YouTube answers locked first. And it is. Answers are locked, period. B, talking back. Yeah, that one was pretty stupid. Doing chores early, studying too much, or being too polite were your choices. And they're not going to get you in trouble with parents or teachers, is it? So that one there, I agree. That one was pretty freaking stupid, actually. Actually, you know what? Now I feel like giving everybody an extra point just for being geniuses. Question 11 of 15.
Now the whole damn chat keep the show alive.
If you feel that rhythm, don't just sit and stare. Get involved, we chat, we see you in there. From the heart we speak, no mask, no act, just
Real ones talking and we're giving back. It's not okay TV, yeah, it feels so right.
YouTube, Facebook,
We go live 3 nights.
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Lock it in tight.
7:40 p.m. That's when we take flight.
GMT plus 3 when the summer kicks in.
When winter is here, is GMT to the
Boy, you guys picking on me for the trivia. Man, I tried to make it harder. I really did, man. But for some reason, between this extraordinary lag tonight, there's an extraordinary lag, and all the cheating and copying that's going on down here, I got to tell you, man, I don't know how you guys are doing it, but I beat Google on this one. But you see, here we've got some wrong answers, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We got half C's, half D's. What chance did someone have of getting away with certain rebellious behavior? The answer is C. No chance. They had no chance. Let me see. Kashmira got it wrong. Echo Drift got it wrong. Skurzat's got it wrong. Pete got it wrong. Yeah. Finally, some people got it wrong. People got it wrong. I'm happy they got it wrong. Otherwise, I'm going to have one hell of a tiebreaker coming up here. Man, question 12 of 15. Man, that YouTube still hasn't even gone to the red tube yet. It just went red now. I don't know what's happening with YouTube and why it's lagging so bad here with this flow. I honestly don't know what it is. So everything is flowing here. I'm going to have to get in touch with our provider here with the StreamYard and find out why they're kicking everything out so slow. We're going to have to figure it out. So next question, 12 of 15.
Share, like, subscribe.
Yeah, it helps us grow.
It's free for you.
Now you part of the show. Trivia exclusive, yeah, you won't find it twice. Only on the show where the weird gets nice. Weekly winners rise. Take a seat on the throne, co-host with the squad. Now you're one of our own.
They can't walk away with a prize in hand from the crew that built to be part of the brand. It's NoTalkTV.com if you want to dive deep. Poll votes, merch, leaderboards, yeah, we don't sleep. Every comment, every name that we see in the feed, you're the pulse of the show, you're the reason we breathe. From our hearts, no joke, we mean what we say. We love when you people come out and play.
2 mics.
One vibe.
Answers are locked. Well, not really, because you still got the YouTube side going on there. But what classic 1950s date spot was mentioned tonight? We have got all the answers in there, so answers are locked. It was B, the drive-in movie. You guys are on it. You guys are on it. Drive-in movie. I don't see one wrong answer in there. Yep. Straight across things. How about question 13 of 15? Of course, unless we have a tiebreaker. Here we go. You guys are really going to get a lag right now.
Side to side.
All social links in one place, you know.
It's NoTalkTV.com.
Now you part of the show.
It's not okay, TV. Yeah, the chaos is real.
Comedy mixed with that truth you can feel.
Joey shits, Milo giggles, bring the fire and flow.
If you're rocking with the movement,
Let the whole world know.
share, like, subscribe.
Yeah, don't be shy.
We build this together.
You and I. From the first live stream to wherever it goes.
It's not okay TV.
We do our best and all.
Yeah, man. Which type of person was used as an example of someone who might try to control the public image? Which type of person? You got to wonder. You got to ask yourself, right? So we're going to tell you because the answers are locked. That answer was C, a politician. Echo Drift got it wrong. Vinay got it wrong. And Rathead got it wrong. Well, everybody else got it right. So Rathead, Vinay, and Echo Drift. Bummer. Well, Nomad, you have the point too. But thanks. I don't know what's going on. So I got to trust my moderator over there that everything's going on. No free points. No points going out to nobody. Points being bah. Next question. 14 of 15, unless we hit the tiebreaker, which I really believe we're going to hit the tiebreaker tonight. I firmly believe it. I apologize for the lag on the YouTube end of things. I am waiting till I see on YouTube that the timer does run out before I reveal the answer, so that it is fair for everybody. I will get in touch with our server and I will find out what is going on with that. In the meantime, question 14 of 15. We are almost done with the regular normal trivia unless we go into tiebreaker mode. Here we go. Next question.
I rode in from America, said goodbye to my boys. Now I'm fixing up the town with a grin and poise. They see me on the sidewalk ladder, leaning on the wall. Same guy on YouTube talking loud about it all. I'm in somebody's kitchen, then I'm passing through the square. Half the town is looking like, hey, I know him from somewhere. I don't need a red carpet, don't need velvet rope. I got 12 fans waving and a heart full of hope. I'm small town famous.
You know something? I'm looking for the first time tonight. I'm actually looking at these answers. I don't blame you all for getting them right. If you didn't get them right, I'd be shame on you. Oh my Lord. I should have vetted those a little better. I mean, come on. What 1950s obsession was connected with status, style, and showing off? I mean, look at this. Do you think it was card tricks? Hell no. Do you think it was knitting clubs? No. Was it chessboards? Never heard of it, but we did hear, go Grease Lightning, you're burning up the quarter mile. Grease Lightning, go Grease Lightning. Yeah, you know, we have heard about that, so we do know about hot rods and stuff, don't we? Son of a gun. If they've all been like that tonight, no wonder why you guys are doing so fantastic. Next question. This is the last question. 15 of 15 of our normal trivia. But I have a feeling we're going to a tiebreaker tonight. I have a feeling. So I just have a feeling. I screwed up. I tried to beat Google. And trying to beat Google, I made these things too easy in another way. I screwed myself. I promise you, Joey Shits will correct this problem. Next trivia. You will be lucky to get even a single answer right next trivia. Word. I'm going Stephen Hawking mode next trivia. So that's it. Stephen Hawking mode. I'm going Stephen Hawking all day long, or Neil deGrasse Tyson.
The Americano with the tools and pocket shows. Not quite Hollywood, not quite nameless. 70,000 people. Town famous. I hear all that whispers, got my name in the air. From the streets to the houses to the YouTube chair. No gold plated limo, no diamond rings. Just a Romanian town saying, I've heard how he sings. I was on X Factor, yeah, I took my shot. I'm no superstar, but I gave what I got. I made it 2 rounds, it wasn't that far. But that doesn't matter because here I'm a star. They call me Americano when I'm walking around town. Some say it with a...
Wow, man. If someone was not rebellious at all, what label fit them the best? Answers are locked on my side, but I got to give it another few seconds to make sure that you all see it on the YouTube side so that there's no lake stragglers. YouTube, give me the answers are locked. There you go. Answers are locked. B, a square, man. You're a square. What label fit you the best was a square. That's why nobody wanted to be a square, but Pete's a square because look at him. He thought it was a greaser. If someone's not rebellious at all, he thought it was a greaser. Pete, you don't know what a greaser is, my brother? Glad to see you're not going to be in the tiebreaker. You're not going to be there, Pete. What can I tell you? And if you don't believe me, everybody, look. I wish I had the wah, 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 but I don't have it. So I don't have it. What can I tell you? All right, Triker, you need to get in here and you need to tell me if we have a tie, or you need to get on somewhere and tell me where the tie, who the tie is, what the tie is and stuff. And you got to do that quickly because I can't talk forever. My goodness gracious. You got to tell me what's happening over here so I can give some answers. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed our show about the 50s and so forth, so on. Slide a cup of mail. This has taken way too long to find out if we have a tie or not. This has taken entirely too long to find out who's involved with what and why, and I need to know what the answer is. But I hope you enjoyed the show about the 1950s, and if the topic was tonight, if social media was back in the 1950s, what would it be like? So that's kind of how it goes. Well, Shane Biker in a tie. Well, now you see I already have discrepancies here, and that's not okay, you guys. I have Triker saying actually it's a surprise, it's Nomad and me. I have Kashmir saying it's Shane and Biker is a tie. So now I have Vinay, Nomad, and me and Triker for Mario saying it's a tie. So I mean, I don't know what to say. Yeah, well, Echo Drift, it wasn't supposed to be too easy. It wasn't supposed to be. I was supposed to be beating Google. So, well, I don't know. Mario, did you keep the points too? Or are you just guessing with that, Mario? Honestly, for an honest answer, Mario, did you keep points too, or are you guessing? Because Nomad got one wrong. Yeah. Nomad and Vinay had one wrong. Right, guys? What a conundrum. Yeah, I know this is a conundrum. I mean, I don't know what to do here. I really don't know what to do. I don't guess, I mean that, yeah. So, I mean, I think I have Triker telling me it's between him and Nomad. I have Kashmir telling me it's between Shane and Triker. I have Mario telling me it's between four of them, which sounds more likely to me than them. So I think that's that. So I think Shane got them all right from what Kashmir says. Biker and Shane had none wrong. Shane got one wrong. See, Vinay has got one wrong. So, this is all screwed up, man. Fucking capo mail. I don't know what to say, people. I really don't know what to say right now. I really don't know what to say. You got one job to do, and that's to keep score, but it's obviously not been done right. And I don't know what I can do to correct this issue. Does anybody have any ideas? Because this is really a foobar. This does not make anything look good, and this is not right, and I'm not sure what to do about it. So, unless, well, first of all, you can't change answers. So, if he changed his answer, he got one wrong. Because you can't change an answer. Once you put your answer in, it is that. That's the one we count. We can't have changed answers. We did say that a couple of times. So, if it was a changed answer, Shane did not get them all right. It's that simple. We did make that rule a long time ago. That's number one. Wait till Tuesday to pick a winner. We don't do that, Echo Drift. I mean, that's not how the show runs, man. I mean, it's not supposed to run anyway. So, I mean, then I got none. So Shane says, then I got none wrong. Man. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Vinay. Let me go back to what Mario said. I'm going to do what Mario said because I believe Mario is probably more right than anybody. Mario, we might get at it sometimes a little bit, you and me, but you know what? I do believe you did these points right. So I do believe you have it right. And let me go back to, so it's Vinay, Nomad, Mario, and Triker. That's who in this one. And Shane. Vinay, Nomad, me, and Triker. So basically everybody. So, yeah, how does the scorekeeper play? Well, he really shouldn't play, should he? I know, but it's only because normally we have a scorekeeper, Mario. Normally we have a scorekeeper here. But on this particular time, we had to use the trust. We had to use the trust factor. You know what I mean? On this particular time, being as how we don't play for $1,000, it's okay. But apparently there's a little screw up here. So what we're going to do is Mario had one wrong. Yeah, Mario had one wrong. Shane had one wrong. Vinay had one wrong. Triker had one wrong. That's my point, Kashmir. So it's not just Triker and Shane. So here's what we're going to do. we're going to do a tiebreaker, and we're going to do it with Vinay, Mario, Shane, and Triker. Is that right? Vinay, Mario, Shane, and Triker, and Vinay, right? Yes. And Nomad too. All right, listen, here's what we're going to fucking do. I've had enough of this bullshit. Somebody, one of you guys who can keep track of 5 answers, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a runoff over this next 5 tiebreakers. Fuck it. I'm done. I'm making a deal. I'm making the call here. That's it. I cannot believe it got screwed up so bad, some freaking scores. So here's what we're going to do. Over the next 5 questions, we're going to do a tiebreaker over these next 5 questions, okay? They're going to be the first person who answers is getting points here. That's a little hard to do with the lag, though, isn't it? That's a little hard to do with the lag. How can we make that happen? How can we make that happen? The first person without a lag. So, shit. Yeah, that lag, Mario. You're right, the lag. The lag doesn't help. I can't say the first person because you might get dragged down there. Okay. All right, look. Listen. Mario, Vinay, Shane, Triker, and Nomad. You guys play this one. Everybody else, please stay out. Pete, just Pete and Kashmir. Just you fucking guys, because you didn't know what you're doing. And Echo Drift. Pete, Echo Drift, Kashmira, you do not play in this. All the other ones play. And let's do this, okay? Let's do this. Here we go. Tiebreaker 16. Damn, I don't have a pen or I keep score. This is always taking scorekeepers. God damn it. Buh. What happened there? God damn.
Some say I'm a clown. Either way they speak, I tip my hat and grin. If they're talking shit, brother, that's still a win. I'm small town famous. Everybody kinda know. The Americano with the tools and podcast shows. Not quite Hollywood, not quite nameless. 70,000 people. I'm small town famous. I hear all the whispers, got my name in the air. From the streets to the houses to the YouTube chair. No gold plated limo, no diamond rings, just a small town saying.
Zach, you're not part of it, but
I've been on the TV.
all right, the answers are locked. We do have, let me see, we have Vinay, we have Shane, we have Mario, we have Nomad. Where's Triker's answer? We have Triker in there. Reveal the answer. What would someone most likely do if they were judging songs or performers online? C, reviews music. You all have it right. You all have it right. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. I'm keeping track now. Here we go. Reveal the answer. Next question.
Inside their homes, fixed a couple of problems, probably caused a few groans. I'm the guy with the accent, the laugh, and the plan, trying to build a little kingdom with the squeegee in hand. Some people chase the spotlight. I got mine by mistake. Who knew? One job, one show is all that it takes. Now I can't buy bread without somebody staring twice. Small town famous, cheap, but damn, it feels nice. I ain't rich, but they know my face. Same old roads, just a new place. Hands stay warm, just living my life, doing the best I can for my son and my wife.
From out the streets to late night streams, I'm living somewhere between work and dreams. Not a legend, not a saint, this is what they say. Didn't chase the spotlight,
It just came my way. I'm small.
Okay. Shane, Vinay, Mario, Triker, and Nomad. They all said A. Answers are locked. Reveal the answer is A, music deals. Everybody got it right. This is where the problem is going to come down for you guys with the lag, because I see right now you're going to get down to it and you're going to have that 20th question, which is whoever answers first. That's how it works in this tiebreaker. You have 4 that work like regular trivia, and then the 20th one, the last question of the night, will be the first person who answers it. I apologize for the lag. There's nothing I can do about it. So unless something screws up between here and there,
Most people they know the Americano, that's crazy and that's podcast show.
Not quite Hollywood.
Too loud to stay nameless.
70,000 people, yeah. Small town famous. I hear all the whispers, let them point, let them stare. I built my name with courage and care. No red carpet, no mansion, no used car. A regular guy who's made it this far.
Yeah,
Small town famous.
and I
Wear it with pride. Sometimes it is awkward, but feels good inside.
if 12 people love it.
reveal the answer. The answer is B, dating apps. I have a feeling that Vinay might win the fastest one because her lag seems to be a little less than everybody. Next question. 19 of 20. 2 more questions, guys.
Woke up feeling rich till I checked Temu app. Dreams on a budget, buying discount crap. My card is full, like I own the place. Card said decline, you should have seen my face. Told myself just one or two things. But buying on impulse in the morning is stings. Living like a king on the jester's pay. Yeah, I laughed it off, but I'm broke today. Every swipe felt smooth, every tap felt right. Your reality showed up like a big spotlight. Cash balance low and bills unpaid. I'm in a hole, completely self-made. My bank account says, who you trying to be? Spending like you hit the damn lottery. Numbers going down, but you still don't see. You ain't got it like that. Who you trying to be? My bank account says, slow that move. You got
Answers are locked. We have Vinay, Nomad, Mario, and Triker. We did miss. Who are we missing out of there? We're missing Shane. We're missing Shane. But okay. D, talent, no Shane. So Shane has one wrong. So everybody else got it right. Yeah, I know, Shane. I know it's gonna be a hassle. And I have a feeling I know the winner of tonight because of this lag. Like I said, there, and just so you know how the points go, guys, you only get up to the 14, 15 points. And if you win the tiebreaker, you get 1 extra points. You don't get 14, 15, 16, 17 points for these extra ones. You only get your 14 points or 13 points or whatever it is for the regular trivia. And if you get, when whoever wins the tiebreaker gets another point. So that's how the points go. You guys know that. So yeah, the lag sucks. Like I said, I'll work on this between now and Thursday. I will call the server and I'll find out what's going on with this because we've always had a lag, but nothing like this. This is pretty horrible. So I will check into that and I do apologize for that. So 20th and final question of the night. Here we go. Whoever answers first is the winner.
shopping with an eager heart, but I learned real quick when the numbers went low. Can't play big spender with the broke bankroll. Next time that scanner make that sound, I'ma pause that swipe. Shut it down. Every swipe felt like didn't think it through. Now I'm looking back like what I do. Kept saying next check I'll be okay, but it never seemed.
Yeah, that one was stupid. A modern car. Vinay is the winner for tonight. Well done, Vinay. Well done, Shane. Well done, Triker. Well done, Mario. Well done, Nomad. You all had it right. Well, you all had a fantastic time. Mario, you got that one wrong. So that would have kicked you out anyhow. Shane, you had one wrong. So, yeah, I know, Mario. You probably did that with intention. But however it goes, congratulations to Vinay for winning. Thank you very much, Nomad and Triker, for joining me tonight. I do appreciate it. Tonight's topic was something different. Again, I apologize about the lag. I will get on that. I will work on that. I do not know what the problem is. It should not be like that. Internet is fantastic over here, et cetera, et cetera. So this has to be on their end, and I will contact and get to the bottom of it. I do apologize that for the trivia. First time we've had that issue to that extent. So listen, let me get rid of this. Let me put this over here. Let me get rid of this over here. Stop this screen. Let me get that. Man, my brother Milo's missing tonight. He's the other half of Shits and Giggles. Milo Giggles. I'm Joey Shits. I got to say, well done, Vinay, for winning tonight's trivia. I will go ahead and get the scoreboards all erased from last month, and I will have these new scores put up in another day. I'll have these scores put up and everything rearranged. And you are more than welcome, Mario, for the show. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, man. It's free for you, and it means the world to us, man. We work really hard to make this happen. So, guys in the chat, you know that there's nothing but love and respect for you guys. Without you guys, it's not possible, as all our songs say. And you know how this goes. So long, farewell, but it's never goodbye. Tuesday, we'll catch you. Same time, same place. I'm Joey Shits. On behalf of Shits and Giggles, ciao.